Can you handle Star Island life? In this video, we're going to share with you the pros and cons, and at the end, you'll know if you can. So you love the views of Star Island, but can you handle that $1 million a year tax bill? In this video, we're going to go over that and much, much more. My name's Amit Bhuta. I'm part of the All In Miami group. I've lived in Miami and Miami Beach since 1973. So I've probably been around longer than Star Island, if I'm not mistaken, or if I'm not, it's pretty close to that. We sell some of the most expensive real estate to some of the people you read about in the news. And we're always getting information from our clients telling us what they love about a certain place and what they hate about a certain place. And we're gonna share all of that with you. In this video, we're gonna break it down in 5 different parts. The first part, a perfect day. Number 2, the pros and cons of living there. Number 3, how much does it actually cost? Number 4, what does the future have in store? And number 5, Amit's ratings. I'm gonna give you my rating on 10 different things, and by the end of that, you're gonna know whether Star Island is perfect for you or if it won't work. My perfect day on Star Island is a perfect day whenever you're on Star Island. If you don't know much about Star Island, Shaquille O'Neal, Gloria Estefan, and Sean Combs, or P. Diddy, is that what he goes by? He's in the news a lot. They all made that their home. So Star Island is basically a trophy residence in Miami. When you're going to South Beach, you go down MacArthur Causeway, if you look to your left, you're gonna see Star Island. So my perfect day is probably with Shaquille O'Neal. So he moves back, he's like, takes Rush Me and I, Jimmy, Ryan, even my friend Robert, we're all there. Shaq is just such a nice guy, showing us everything, even making a few jokes about P. Diddy, whatever. That's Shaq, you can't say anything, he's 7 foot tall. So he says, why don't we just spend our day just checking out all the homes on Star Island? I'm like, but how can we get into these homes? It's like, dude, I'm Shaq. I'm just gonna knock on the door and they're gonna let us in. So we spend the whole day just looking at every single home in Star Island. And it's pretty cool, but we get hungry. And Shaq goes, you want free food? And we're like, of course. So we get off Star Island, we go to South Beach, and no matter where we go, they don't let us pay. So we get pizza, we get gelato, we do a bunch of things. So how is Star Island? You know, you're listening to my perfect day, but you're like, who cares? I wanna know how Star Island is. So Star Island is, so when you're getting into Star Island, there's a gate, there's a guard, typically lets you in. So it's secure, but they let you in. So I don't know how secure it is. As an agent, we go there all the time for brokers opens, open houses, showing properties, and it's not that difficult to get in. Also, it was a little bit underwhelming to me, to be honest with you. It was a little bit run down. Not the homes, but just while you drive around, it wasn't as nice as I expected it to be. A lot of these homes have huge garages, they're built up because of the water, and all are the structure of them is very, very good. Some of these homes are just ridiculously massive and amazing. The architecture is great. So our perfect day is just checking them all out, eating free food, and spending time with Shaq. So that's our perfect day in Star Island. So what's the vibe of Star Island? Well, when you're on there, you feel like you're amongst the wealthiest of the wealthy. So it's almost like being on Indian Creek with Tom Brady and Bezos. You're on this exclusive island that was good enough for Shaq. So you're thinking it's pretty great. So the vibe is really cool. So how exclusive is Star Island? It's extremely exclusive. There are 30 to 35 homes on Star Island. And the reason I'm not sure the number is sometimes they'll combine lots and they'll build bigger homes. So 30 to 35 homes is pretty exclusive. So what's the urban energy of Star Island? Well, if you make a little drive off Star Island and you go into South Beach, it's gonna be very, very high. If you're just on Star Island, if there's not a celebrity who's in jail now, if he's not there, it's gonna be a little bit lower. So there are quite a few pros for living on Star Island. It's super exclusive. The views are amazing. The proximity to South Beach, it's right there. Fisher Island is right there. So the location is great. But there are quite a few cons. I'm sure you can guess some of them. The cost, it's ridiculous. It's so expensive to buy a property on Star Island. Also, with Star Island, if you need to go anywhere else outside of Miami Beach, it's gonna take you forever to get there. Imagine there's a hurricane and you live on Star Island. You're probably scared. You're gonna need to evacuate. Your insurance is gonna be ridiculously expensive. Your taxes are gonna be a lot. So lots of cons as well as pros. So how much do you really know about Star Island? Share what you know in the comments and make sure to subscribe. If you have friends or family that are interested in Star Island, make sure to share this video with them. Star Island is a very prime location. If you tell anyone that you live on Star Island, they're amazed, and the views are awesome. The location is very central to so many other wonderful areas in Miami Beach. So you'd think the privacy and security of Star Island is really good, but it's not that difficult to get on. So even though there is security and it's pretty good, it's not as good as you would think. The architecture on Star Island is very diverse. I say that a lot because when you have not that many homes and you have so many different styles of homes, because most of these owners have unlimited budgets, you see some amazing stuff. So how are the schools on Star Island? There are none. So if you're moving to Star Island because of the schools, don't, or at least find a school that you like that's pretty close by. And so the schools are hit or miss on Miami Beach, so you may have to drive a little bit further to get a good one. The resilience to weather for Star Island is better than lots of parts of Miami Beach. The main reason is a lot of the houses are built up and the seawalls are pretty strong, and they're doing what they can to overcome all this disastrous weather. So a lot of people compare Star Island to Fisher Island, and they're very different with fees. So with Fisher Island, there's, if I'm not mistaken, $350,000 application fee or something like that. And then you have these huge, massive fees for, we were going over property, I think the HOA fee per month was $22,000. On Star Island, it's very different. It's a voluntary HOA fee. So there is no mandatory fee. Most people pay, but you don't have to. As far as restrictions and other things, it's just Miami Beach. When you're permitting, you're doing it through Miami Beach. So how much does it actually cost to buy property on Star Island? Well, let's check. There's only one right now on the market. It is for $48 million. And what do you get for that? It says effective year built 1923, but I'm sure it's updated from there. It's a Compass listing, so that's nice. It is an 8-bedroom, 8-bath with 3 half baths. Under AC, you have 11,104 square feet. It's bigger than an acre. It's 48,266 square feet. So let's take a look at what you get for $48 million. So you can see it's right on the water, 200 linear feet on the water. Yard is bigger than an acre. Nice, well, swimming pool isn't that nice, but the views are amazing. The view at night as the sun sets is, wow, it's beautiful. Definitely Instagrammable. It's a beautiful home. But I guess for $48 million it should be. It's actually a little less beautiful than I thought, but it's nice. To me it seems a little bit outdated. Can you believe it? It's a $48 million home, and I'm complaining about it. Jeez. Okay. So, since there's only one property for sale right now, I'm going to show you two that sold relatively, the two last sales that were on the MLS that were public. So you have one that was for $35 million. This property, when did it sell? It sold in 2023, August 10th, 2023. It sold for $35 million. The original list price was $37.5 million, and the market was hotter then because it took only 29 days to sell it. Sometimes to sell a $400,000 property, you can't do it in that. So this property was 9,700 square feet, built in 92, 40,000 square foot lot. How much water frontage did you get on this? See if I can find that. 40-foot dock, so not that big. And let's take a look at some of the photos. The home is nice, but definitely not looking like a $35 million home. Okay, so the second property that sold, this one is a little bit more exciting. It's $57 million. This was 27 Star Island. It's almost 20,000 square feet under AC. It is 9 bedrooms, 12 baths, built in 2019. It has 100 linear feet of water frontage, has a 7-car garage, and is nearly an acre in land. And it was only on the market for 31 days. They put it on the market for $68,000, sold it for $57,000, so the person got quite a big discount. And let's take a look at some of the photos. Oh, there's only one photo, so that's the photo. And because people are pretty private in these price ranges, they don't want so many photos on them. So one of the reasons why there's only one photo is the ultra wealthy want to feel like there's some sort of exclusivity. Some of the developers in Miami Beach only ask certain real estate agents. We're lucky enough that they ask us, and they'll say, we have this project that no one knows. We haven't advertised it, so share it with the richest clients that you know. There's a guy named Frederick Eklund. He's on $1 Million Listing, and he's been on a few of them in LA, New York, and so his office will call us. He'll tell us that they have this property available. Do we want a private viewing? And people, if you're very, very wealthy, they tend to want stuff that other people don't have access to. So if someone buys a $57 million property, they don't want everyone to know how their bathroom looks or the powder room or their bedroom. They don't want people to know that. There's a lot of privacy involved and confidentiality. So what does the future have in store for Star Island? I think it's much of the same. You're gonna have homes getting more and more expensive. There's less than 40 homes, so it's ultra exclusive. There's only one on the market now, and I don't mean to say this in a joke, but there's probably gonna be another one that comes on the market in the near future. I think they're gonna invest heavily in the future on the infrastructure of Star Island, and they've been doing that. But I think it's going to improve. And I think as more and more wealthy, ultra wealthy people move to Star Island, I think the security, even though it's good, it's going to get even better in the future. Number 5, Amit's ratings. Daily life and vibe. My best guess is it's pretty lonely on Star Island because there's so few homes there, and a lot of people have this as their second, third, fourth home. Probably not too many people are there, and they probably want to be private. So yeah, South Beach is right down the street from there, and Fisher Island as well. So I'll give it a 7. Location and prestige, a 10. If you tell anyone that you live on Star Island, it's prestigious. They're going to be like, wow, Star Island, Shaq lived there. Waterfront living and views, 10. The views are the best of the best there. Amenities and lifestyle. There aren't really amenities on Star Island. And yeah, granted, you are close to South Beach and there are things to do, but I'll say 5. Privacy and security. It's private, but I don't know how secure because I get on that island all the time. So I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, so give it a 7. Architectural features, a 9. There's some amazing homes on Star Island, and the nice thing is they don't all look the same. Community engagement and local interaction, 2. No one's talking to anyone there. Cost of living and real estate, 1. It's among the most expensive of properties that you can get in Miami or anywhere else in the world. Green space and outdoor living. The outdoor living is great, so I'm going to forget about the green space, but there is quite a lot of green space because these are close to acre lots. So I'll say a 9. Climate resilience, a 6. I mean, you're an island, you're in the middle. There's, if a hurricane comes, you're going to be a little bit worried, but the infrastructure is really good. Homes are built up, so a 7. So that gives us a grand total of 67 points from Star Island. Not really that far away from the top. Pinecrest is the leader at 82 points. Coral Gables is 74, and Coconut Grove has 73 points. So definitely not that far away, surprisingly. The main reason Star Island is not in the leaderboard are 2 reasons. One is the cost of living. The cost of buying a property on Star Island is a ridiculous number. And the community. The community is very, very private, and there's so few homes on the island. It makes it much different than living in Pinecrest or the Grove or Coral Gables or even Kendall. And so with that said, Star Island, there's so much to see in Star Island. And if you get a chance, you could watch our most watched video on our YouTube channel. We have over 400,000 views on it. And it'll give you a decent idea of how things are on that small island. So make sure to check it out. If you're still not sure if Star Island is the right place for you, make sure to click on the link in the description. We share a ton of information that most people don't have access to. And by that time, after you check all the content, you're definitely gonna know if it's the right place for you or not.